Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. The topic we are going to cover today is the properties of rational numbers. So which properties are we going to cover today? We are going to cover the additive identity, multiplicative identity, additive inverse and the multiplicative inverse. There are a few more properties of rational numbers, namely closure, commutative, and then multiplicative, and the last one which is there, which I am covering in a separate video, so that the video length of the video is not big and it is easier for you also to find and to understand. So let's move ahead with this video, but before that I would request you to kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not done yet. Please do not forget to press the bell icon, and let's move ahead and understand the various properties of rational numbers as we can see in the slide above. So the first property of rational number, what we are going to learn today, is the additive identity. So what does it state? The additive identity of a number is the value that when added to that number leaves it unchanged. So what it means? So for any rational number a upon b, the additive identity is 0. So let's take a few examples, so then it's going to be clear what this particular statement means, because in theory it will be a little difficult for you to grasp. So you see 5 upon 3, this is a rational number 5 upon 3. If you add 0 to it, the value will always be 5 upon 3. So the additive identity over here is 0. So that means when added to a number, you can see leaves it unchanged. The additive identity for number is the value that when added to the number leaves it unchanged. So the additive identity is 0 over here. So when you add 0 to any number, rational number, you will get the same number. That means the value remains unchanged. Hence 0 is the additive identity. Let's take another example. Let's take a negative rational number over here, minus 7 upon 0. So when you add 0 to it, the answer will also be negative 7 upon 4. Similarly, let's take 9 upon 2. When you add 0, the answer will be 9 upon 2 only. And even if you take another one, negative 11 upon 6 plus 0, you'll get negative 11 upon 6. So you see in all the four cases, irrespective of the number, it may be positive, it may be negative. When you add 0 to it, it does not change the value. Hence, the additive identity is 0. Next, we move to the multiplicative identity. So what is multiplicative identity? The multiplicative identity of a number is the value that when multiplied by the number leaves it unchanged. So similar to 0, the additive identity, there is a multiplicative. There you are adding and here you are multiplying. So for any rational number a upon b, the multiplicative identity is 0. So for a rational number, additive identity was 0. The multiplicative identity is 1. How? Let's check out a few examples. So 5 upon 3 multiplied by 1 is 5 upon 3. So you see, when you multiply this particular rational number 5 by 3 multiplied by 1, you are going to get 5 upon 3 only. Hence 1 is called the multiplicative identity. Let's take another example with a negative sign over here. So negative 7 upon 4 multiplied by 1 will always give you negative number, same number with 1. So 1 is the multiplicative identity. Let's take another example. 9 upon 2 into 1 is 9 upon 2, or for that matter, negative 11 upon 6 multiplied by 1 is negative 11 upon 6. So you see in all the four cases, when you multiply it by 1, the answer does not change irrespective whether it's positive or it is negative. Hence the multiplicative identity is 1. Next we move to the additive inverse. So what is the additive inverse? The additive inverse of a rational number is another rational number that when added to the original results in the additive identity 0. What this means? Let me show you with a few examples. So for any rational number a upon b, the additive inverse is negative a upon b. So this is what it means. Let's check out a few examples. So let's take this example 5 upon 3. So for this number 5 upon 3, the additive inverse is what? Negative 5 upon 3. So what you need to do, just change the sign of the number and that will be the additive inverse. So when you add these two, the sum needs to be 0. Let's take another example. So the number over here is minus 7 upon 4. So what is the additive inverse? The opposite. So sign will change from negative to positive. So positive 7 upon 4 is the additive inverse over here. And when you add these two, the resultant is 0. Let's take another 9 by 2. So it's positive 9 by 2. So the additive inverse will be minus 9 by 2. So when you add this, plus into minus will become minus, and this will become 0. So the last example, negative 11/6. What will be the additive inverse? Just change the sign and write the same one. So the answer will be 0. So whenever you need to write the additive inverse, what you need to do, you write the same rational number, you just change the sign, and that is the additive inverse. So when you add both these, the sum needs to be 0. That is the additive inverse. Last property in this is the multiplicative inverse. So what is the multiplicative inverse? The multiplicative inverse of a rational number is another rational number that when multiplied by the original number results in the multiplicative identity 1. So what it states, for any rational number a upon b, the multiplicative inverse is b upon a. So basically it's the reciprocal, upside down. This a upon b, b upon a. So let's check out a few examples. So 5 upon 3. So this is a rational number 5 upon 3. When you multiply it by the multiplicative inverse, that is 3 upon 5, you just multiply it by the reciprocal. So you're going to see 5 and 5 will cancel, 3 and 3 will cancel. The answer will be 1. So the multiplicative inverse of 5 by 3 is 3 upon 5. Let's check out another example. Negative 7 upon 4. So negative 7 upon 4, when you multiply by the opposite which is there, that is negative 4 upon 7. So here what is there, the sign doesn't change, you just change the numerator to the denominator, that is the inverse. So 4 and 4 will cancel, 7 and 7 will cancel, minus into minus will be plus. So you see, irrespective of whether it's negative or positive, the multiplicative inverse will be always the inverse of the rational number. So if the rational number is a upon b, that will be b upon a. So another example, 9 into 2. So what is the multiplicative inverse? Over here 2 by 9. So 2 and 2 will cancel, 9 by 9 will cancel, your answer will be 1. And finally a negative number once again. So what is the inverse over here? 6 upon 11. Negative signs are going to minus into minus will come plus. These two are going to cancel it out. Answer will be 1. So in all the cases, you see, when you multiply it with the reciprocal over here, the answer will be 1. So this is the multiplicative inverse property of a rational number. So I hope with this it's clear how and what to do. So let's wind this particular video, but before that I would request you to kindly give this video a like, do share it across, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next video, take care. Listen.